Go on over there. No. Y'all, I hope you guys are all being blessed this morning. Did y'all hear my I had to go back to the ghetto a little bit on because I was in my feelings a little bit last night. I was in my feelings. Do you hear me? But I hope that everyone that this video reach, that it will be a blessing onto you. But y'all, I had to go back to the cuts on it. I was in my negra voice, trying to make you guys understand. Okay? Had to put a little gangster up in there on a few of my videos. Y'all going on and check them out. Check them out. Because y'all know I can talk in other tones of voices and to imitate people. You know what I'm saying? I'll always be playing. I'll always be playing. But I ain't been playing too much up on here. I haven't been because, before I, felt, these people digging around, prying and playing and doing whatever they thought they can, all up in my energy, whatever, what not. And it had pissed me off. So I couldn't really just get down to the nitty gritty. You know how I do. When I want to play, I like to crack jokes, play whatever. Yes, can imitate people and all of that. All of that. Be having my kids over here laughing and everything. Know how to imitate someone down to the pennies. Do you hear me? But anyway, I have another strong message, y'all. And this reading, it's on the church. The church. And the difference between whatever. And I'm not going to put it out there too much because, for people who, what I'm saying, that's why God tell us, he said, if you let man deceive you, then he'll come and deceive us as well. And so I'm not going to throw no one under the bus that could be, a good person in the tarot room. I'm not going to say they're good, but they're not bad people. People just, and it's no difference in the slots that people, we put ourselves in or whatever. Like, the religious group is over here. Okay. Christian music is in one group or whatever. And then they divide it and the secular is over here. And, it's different slots for where and categories that people are placed in nowadays. That this is exactly what I were talking about early on in some of my other videos, that I don't want to be under a label because people give these people these titles and da 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 da, and these people hearts are far from God. Far, 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 far. We all need working on. And I just been putting a lot of thought into different things. And whereas for I used to, when I was in church, and I noticed a lot of other people who were in church as well, which and we knew about what were going on, but I was really trying to, do the right thing and be right, because my spiritual aspect of life, and trust me, the reason why I believe in my spirituality and what have been given to me, and I understand, and it leads me and it helps me, and da 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 da. At some points in time, it have saved my life. It showed me things. Spirituality. It's not a it. It's inside of each and every one of us, but it could be of light and darkness. you could be operating out of the flesh and you could be operating out of spirit. After all, we're just made of nothing but spirit, guys. Okay? So, on my other videos, I was talking about pimping and prostituting and da 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 and all of that. Went back to the ghetto because you know, I'll be having to do that sometime. But anyway, so I'm going to keep it moving forward, but I'm talking about these categories, these slots, and people and it's so much pretending and it's fake. And, do you not understand that it have got worse? If it was demons in the church house, if it was the Pope, if it was women that was living in the nun denomination where they were nuns and they were getting raped in those particular places or whatever, baby, it have only gotten worse. Ain't nothing changed about this. Things haven't, because people aren't allowing themselves. They don't want to. They feel that that's too hard to balance out their mental. Anything that we pick up, anything that destroys, anything that takes over us, any demon that do whatever, we can go back to God. Now, some people from the different traumas have been hurt so bad, and I've been hurt really, really bad. I'm talking about I had to reach back far off into somewhere, and I can't even explain to where this somewhere was for God to help me to clear my mental state, because I lost it, and I've lost it a couple of times, and I went off the rig several times, and although I was pretending as though I was here, I really was out of my head, out of my mind. Okay? We're not going to play the games where people, oh, it's the mental. No, because it's people that look fairly damn good on the outside. They look like, oh, they got it. That's what get people messed up. Their money, their looks, what they have, what workplace they work in, what position they hold, and all of that. Y'all got to be sick and out of y'all's mind if y'all don't believe. Those are the ones you better be leery of, because those be the real. You got mental retarded people, mental, disabled people that's sick. I know what it's like. I mean, God done took me in several places. I didn't fail. I didn't went under. I have experienced some things that I can't even explain. But God, the anointing, the strength of the Lord, my ancestors, and so forth brought me back. And each time seemed as though people think that they're doing ugly stuff to me. God just bringing me back harder and stronger to deal with these demons of principalities in spiritual warfare. Okay? This is what I'm saying. You got all these people in these different that have placed themselves, it's the same thing as doctors and lawyers and the titles and the headlines and the evangelist this and the Christian rapper this, and like they putting themselves in different categories, but ain't none of their spirits being different. These people can be in positive places and they have been there for years. They have titles on their names. They're labeled as this, Dr. John this, whoop wop and a wibby this, that, and the other. And these people are not the people that people are lifting up and putting in the public's eye. It is all a facade. These people are dealing with several demons, several things that are not good, haven't been healed, think they do be in their ego. They do be being prideful. Once after, what I'm saying, you could get a person that, need major healing. And maybe their talent or something of that nature take off for them. And it put them up in a high ranking position where their spiritual man and spiritual growth or mental does not meet up to where they've been placed, where man have placed them, and people looking up to them and putting them on pedestals when they're really more sicker than the homeless man that's out of his head, that's sitting right there on the block. They just know how to disguise it and pretend and play and act as though they got it all together when they don't. Behind closed doors, they're struggling severely because they're sick mentally. See, here is the thing God was telling me. He said it haven't got any better. You got adults that's my age and older or whatever that was being molested in churches, being raped. Things were happening to them in these places that are looked at to be good places. Do you think it have gotten better? No, it haven't. If it would have gotten better, then why are blacks still crabs in the bucket? Why do they place their own as crabs in the bucket? Why are they so jealous of their own color? Why do they fight to try to not let another brother or sister talent or let them be seen or recognized? Why do they try to steal, take, lie, cheat, belittle, and do all of these things for even other races of people? Why do they degrade their own color? The ancestors is on to all of this. Peeps, these broken systems got to be fixed. And if they aren't fixed, your hide gonna be taken. It's gonna be taken out of your hide. It's gonna be taken out of something that is you hold so dear to you, even yourself can be taken. It's not a game. God is saying, clean it up. The ancestors is working with us. Coercing with us, nudging us, telling us to stop these things and to get our mental state right and to heal ourselves and to stop being this certain type of way and to stop doing this and to stop doing that and to stop looking at people as though they're good or placing them in somewhere, some category that they don't even belong. God is not playing with us either. So, what I'm talking about is what I'm saying. God came to me and he told me, he said, you go and tell them. See, God always know what he's doing. We the ones that be running around outside our head and our mind and don't know where we're going, what we're doing, how we're doing it, when we're doing. We haven't even went to God to try to see. That's why it said it starts with the divine. The divine is God. We are his branches or whatever. And, we are quite naturally, if you belong to God and you're a chosen, you're going to be spiritually gifted. You're going to have a lot in that vault that can be given, and you're going to be gifted with so many things that are to be used to get people, places, and things back to the necessary position and place, and get them back to where they need to be, on track, aligned with the with the divine. It starts at the cross. Okay? That magic work, the moon work, God created all of it. He made man to create these things. I'm not going to continuously tell you guys God have the power to say if we live or die. God, you know what I'm saying? We have to go to him first. We got to go to Jesus and Jesus go to him. And you know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual thing. It really is. And I don't know what side of the fence you guys are on, if it's on a demonic side or if it's on a light side. You know, if you're a light worker, empath, or I I can't say, you got to go to the divine and find it out. But see, God was telling me, he said he's not in cahoots about what he's doing on this earth and how it's been operated and done and put in place through people, because we make the world go round. We are the ones that are on here operating all of this. And if it's a whole bunch of bad that's outweighing the good, what do you think God is going to allow? He had already said in the Bible, he wished that this world was on fire. He wished it was burning now. So if God is wishing it, dang it, it got to be some real bad stuff going on here to where he is sick of it. He's sick of the mess that we are creating for self here. So he told me, he said he always know what he's doing. When God says, and when he talks about whatever that he said, the church people gonna be the first to go. Do you know that people pretend and play and act as though they're good and they're good people and woo woo woo, they're churchgoers, and they are to be looked at as though they are better. They are looked at as though they are better than a normal person that's living their normal life, that don't even attend church, that, you know what I'm saying, church people are but here's the thing. God told me, he said, you better go and warn them, because he said, when I say that the church, he's starting at the church first. God knows what he's doing, because you know what? A lot of people hearts that isn't right is sitting right in that church house. People thinking, oh, she don't go to church. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It could be someone that stay at home, that read their Bible every day, that go and worship God out in the park, just got a major special connection with God themselves alone. Although God wants you to fellowship and he wants you to be with your so-called group, but you know what I'm saying? Until God bring y'all together, or if you're not doing that or whatever, and you still got a connection with God and it's outside where people messed up, and they better try to clean it up, because God knows everything about what he's doing. We're the ones that don't know. God said, he said, when I said that, I meant that. He said, I know what I'm doing. Most of the demons, most of the people that ain't right sit right up in the church house. And I'm not just being on to church people. I'm trying to make y'all understand something. Because if you've been sitting up in the church house and you've been doing X, Y, and Z and all of the above, and you've been sitting there for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you feel you got this special position in place, and you leaving outside those doors, and you go right outside those doors, and you engaging in different things that are of the world, and you haven't changed, God already know your position anyway. He already know how you operate. He already know how each and every last one of us, what we do, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, when we're gonna do it. And people look over here and be talking about or whatever, what they fail to realize. No, it was so many people that are gifted, anointed, and they couldn't find their place and their position because people was so greedy and so egotistical and full of narcissism, and they're sitting right under the pulpit and right in the pulpit and right in church homes and da 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 da. But they are failing to position these people in their proper places or whatever, and not giving people a chance. So it's a lot of prophetess and people or whatever. They not realizing what gift they're operating out of, because it's some that don't even know God. They don't know they're still being used or whatever, but they're still on the journey, and God is going to get them there because he's going to make himself known in their presence. They're going to know who he is, because every knee is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess that Jesus is Lord. And when he says that, he says that. And I've been broken down enough times and know to the point to where all I have to do is speak. There's nothing else to be done. All I have to do is speak, tell these people what thus said the Lord or whatever, because all the rest is wrapped up in God. He'll do the rest. He's going to make you know. It's a lot of people, oh, I'm psychic, because they choose not to believe in God, or they once at one point in time did believe in God, but they were brought up in church in Christianity over there with the religious people, and da 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 da, and things hurt them amongst that to where they ran from it. Like, no, no, no. If religious is like this, or to be Christian, do you like this? Then I don't want to be a part of that. I done got raped at Sunday school, beat down on the church playground, got talked about, kicked out, overlooked, overpicked, denied, abandoned. And I'm in a church home, supposed to feel like I'm at home, but I done got rejected, abandoned, belittled, betrayed, backstabbed, talked about, all of that in the church. God told me, he said, no, it's no mistake. He said, the mistake is them, is in them, because I know what I'm doing. He said, they better get up out of there playing with me, playing that Mrs. Goody two-shoe stuff that, oh, I'm holier than thou, because that's where he's starting at. And God knows what he's doing. They can sit up in that church building if they want to. They gonna burn in that mud too. Because that's where God is starting first. He's starting with the church people. Oh, you wanted to pretend and play? You sit up in here all this time, didn't get your heart right. You didn't change your ways. You lied, you cheated, you stole, you betrayed, you belittled, you backstabbed, you hypocrite. You was up in there doing sexual activities, lying, talking about people, gossiping, spreading rumors, all types of stuff, and it got on these high and mighty Sunday school dresses, hats, coats, in the pulpit, all in the choir group, just doing the most, and knowing that you wasn't even no better than that homeless person that drink a fifth of gin 2 times a day, that sit on the block, that's on the corner, that's homeless, a pimp, you wasn't never any better than any of them. You just you just held yourself in some type of regard, or put this title on yourself to where I'm Christian, and I go to church, and I've been in the church 20 years, and I this and I that, and it's to do all for the Lord, but knowing that Satan himself sitting right up under, right in the Lord, and God already know that. That's why he says, He's starting with the church first. Y'all better be careful what y'all are doing, because this life is not a game here that we're playing. You might as well be out living your normal life, being your normal self, than pretending, because your ass is going to burn anyway. Sitting right there in the church, the first spot God hit. So if you ain't got your heart right and you're not doing the right things and you're not really meaning business about the Lord's business in these churches, you might as well not even be in there pretending. And I cannot stress this enough to people. And, that's the reason for why. No. God got me on something else. Don't watch what I'm doing. You better see what you're doing. Yes, I've been cursing, and they can go over there, stand over there, do this, do that, talked about, lied, all of that. They're going to have to answer to God for it. God say, because if you let man deceive you, he's going to deceive you. And a lot of folks are being deceived right now because they don't know who they're messing with, and they're messing with God's real, true anointing. I'm talking about for real, for real. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? These categories again, and labels and names that we give ourselves, and positions we put ourselves in and allow people to put us in by them nominating us to be the highest rank of them all, and we're this and we're that, and our talents are putting us in these positions and places, and having people to worship us and do this and do that, and our hearts are far from far from it's an unequal balance. A lot of a lot of people unbalanced in their mental state because they're dealing with those particular issues. Like, they're not balanced out. They got over here someone praising them, lifting them up, then put them in this high ranking position. They're supposed to be a leader and all of that, and their mental state is off. They're just doing it just because that's where other people have placed them at, not really truthfully trying to be honest with themselves and coming and telling y'all, no, you shouldn't do that, because really, you know what I'm saying, I don't know Adam from Adam, and I damn sure don't know Eve. Okay? I'm just, and as I go, I'm maneuvering through this thing, not really in this, because people have placed me here. My mental is off. I'm dealing with some issues. I'm really struggling. You know what I'm saying? They are too, their ego, their pride, they won't admit it. They won't come substance. They're not going to tell you that. They're just letting people just build them up higher, 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 and knowing that their hearts don't give a hoot. They don't even know how to begin on how to even not be greedy, because people have did this certain thing to them to make them be selfish, not wanting anyone else. They got to beat everyone else out. And that's because people have placed them in that position. So they refuse to fail. They refuse to be a failure. They refuse to be under someone. They refuse to exalt someone else above them. And that's what God tell us to do anyway. We shouldn't be out here trying to exalt ourselves, or even, you know what I'm saying, other people. God will use other people to do that for us, but we shouldn't be doing that ourselves. But people aren't telling people, by other people exalting them, it's boosting them up and placing them in their ego to where they feel high and mighty and above others, when their heart space and their mental and their spirit man don't even add up to the plate of the position to where they've been nominated to be from people. Okay? So these people are being placed, and God, he started speaking to me, and he started telling me. He said, and it's a lot of people that were denied or looked over or picked on, bullied. That always been the ugly duckling, this, that, and the other, from school, from daycare, from churches, from just anywhere, from their neighborhood, anywhere or whatever, to the point to where they felt like, oh, they're going to deny me, or they already have. I went to the church. When I went or whatever, I was treated wrong. I was treated unfair. I was overlooked or whatever. A lot of these tarot readers, and they jump where they can be seen as someone, where they can operate their talent and won't be looked at as, what I'm saying, or whatever. They wanted to use their giftings, and they couldn't, amongst these groups and these narcissistic triangulation, these people with these titles and these labels and in these fancy places that aren't who they are presenting to the public, are sick people. These uh people that were being overlooked or whatever, they ran to the tarot room to use their gift. And now you got church people up over, oh, she worshiped witchcraft. She this is she did. They don't even know the whole half of the story. They don't know that God's still backing you up. They don't even know that you just, you know, it was where you could go and make money at. You had went through several jobs. You were overlooked, overpicked. You was belittled, talked about, talked down to, treated unfair on these jobs. Could have been discriminated, called a nigger, this, that, and the third, or whatever. Like what happened to me. You felt uncomfortable with working around people, so you wanted to be to yourself where you can work and make money, and God sees that. They don't know that your heart, not even the person who they look at you and think of you as, or whatever. Oh, she's a witch, she practiced tarot, she this, she that, and the other. Well, what you got to say about the people that's sitting in the church and been sitting there, that been doing the same old ugly stuff? They come sit down, they listen to the word, they leave out those doors, and it's Sin City for them for the rest of the week. And they pretend and may go back to the church in the middle of the week and still pretending as though they are holier than thou. I am the saint. I'm not a sinner. And I'm this, that, and the third. And my daughter and my children and my grandchildren and my wife and my husband and da 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 da. And we are of God and da 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 da, and they still practicing witchcraft by just even being a part of the church, but study gossiping, lying, cheating, stealing from the church, cursing outside of church, doing the same stuff that they looking at you for, but they're doing it as well and not even realizing what they're doing. Okay, God said we better clean it up. Bye, y'all. That's all I know, okay? Bye.